Hey, what's going on, guys? TCT here. Whew. I just got done beating this game, and we're going to talk about it. This game is called I Hate This Place. This is one of the most highly anticipated games that my video game fans on my channel been wanting me to review for a while. And we're here. Let's talk about it. I Hate This Place is an isometric, craft-based horror game developed by Rock Square Thunder and published by Bloober Team and Feardemic. I haven't heard from Feardemic or Rocket Square Thunder. Never heard of these developers, but I have heard of Bloober Team. I know I reviewed one of their projects. In this game, you play as Eleanor, who soon loses her partner in the forest of Weatherford Ranch. While looking for her, you soon realize that the area is smothered with monsters, cultists, and ghosts. And it is no longer a search for your friend, but a game of survival while seeking answers of what is going on and where's your girlfriend. This game caught me by surprise, okay? I have not heard about this game until it was released. But before I bought it, I looked at trailers, I looked at footages, and it was enough for me to be invested. I just like the overhead comic book art style of this game, topped off with a good touch of horror to begin with. Now, I will say this though, this game had won me over from start to finish when it comes to the elemental state of what this game had to offer. But I did hear some complaints. Some people was hating on this game hard. Like, some people was giving this game a lot of grief, a lot of problems. And I will have to agree with them on most aspects, because even though I enjoyed this game from start to finish and I liked it, and I will have to say that I wasn't really on board with the criticism that these people were saying about this game, but I do agree that this game is not perfect. It's not perfect at all. The game picks up at a very fast pace as we are witnessing the character that we're going to play as, which is Elena, and her friend that becomes missing very quickly. Like, as soon as you blink, she's missing, and you're already in a search rescue mission to try to find out where she is, while you are like literally exploring this whole entire area before it ends up being unlocked for you to see what's really going on. Now, even though I got pulled in quickly, but I wasn't fully invested with the character development or the character dialogue. Now, I've read the comic books. I've read all of them. Like, I've ever since I bought the game, I've wanted to see how good the comic books are, especially since this is like a comic book style horror game. And I'm about to tell you, I love the comics. All of them, like all 10 of them, they're great. You need to buy these. You need to buy these. But that's why I was so disappointed, because I wish they could have gave us more energy, more devotion, and above all, more attachment to these characters, so we can know exactly what's going on, so we can be more invested to the horror story and just how we're going to get pulled in of what's going to unfold with this project. But don't let that fool you into being pulled over with the horror aspects to it. When this happens, when we are introduced to the whole forest itself, I was surprised how much they was able to add the horror material into this game. And I mean by the hearing aspect and just the visualities. There were times where I would run around and I would like see things run past the screen. I thought I was like hallucinating. Like, this game would make you think like, damn, did I just see something? Did I? No, let me keep going. But then it would fool you. Sometimes I would walk around and just try to investigate what was going on, and then nothing would be there, and then I would pay for it when something do pop up. There'll be times where I would hear things on my headset. Big mistake. Don't play this game with a headset. You're gonna hear a lot of crazy shit, especially when it's so quiet. I like it when games do this where they don't have like background music. It's just you in the environment, and just let the horror speak for itself. You got that here. You're gonna hear people screaming. You're gonna hear people calling out names. You're gonna hear wild monsters screeching and squawking or just whatever the fuck it is in this forest, just to build the horror tension. And especially when it comes to you being unaware of just where you are. I like how when they show you certain areas, or when you be introduced to certain parts of the whole entire game where you're not supposed to be there, you pay for it by just walking in. Some areas you have to just crawl your way or just creep or just sneak your way to certain areas, because if you walk, you're gonna get grabbed a lot by these tentacles that's gonna suck you in, and you have to just keep hitting your way or whatever, that's gonna fucking drain your health. Or just monsters that's just, that's just gonna grab you and just kill you, either in a couple of hits. Yeah, this is a stealth-driven game, mostly when it comes to you trying to find your ways of apprehending these enemies, or just finding out what the fuck you need to do, which that's a flaw in my opinion. I feel like when it comes to survival horror games like this, especially when it's open world, I like the fact that the exploration here is free, but when you play as Elena, she's aware of who is in this forest and who she wants to talk to. And that's a problem to me, because I feel like when you are playing a game like this, you want to know where to go. And I know that the developers and the creators wanted us to like feel that fear aspect by just going in different areas, but you can still let us be afraid by going to these areas and not knowing what to expect. I beat this game and I did not know that I missed out on a lot of shit. I was just running and I was just trying. I did not know where the fuck I was going. Like, you have a map, but you don't know where, you don't know if you're going to a side quest. You don't know if you're going to a main quest. You don't know if you're going to a certain area where they got like good loot or whatever. They don't tell you these things. And that's a major problem with this game, is that you're gonna miss out on a lot of shit unless you look it up online of exactly where to go. If you're going to make a game like this, and you're gonna have side quests or just many missions for us to do, you need to have this on the map for us to know exactly what to do correctly, so we can have the full disclosure of how we feel about this game. So I think that's where the criticism comes in strongly, is that people probably did enjoy this game just as much as I did, but they want to enjoy more of it when it comes to the full exploration of this game. Let's talk about the survivability of this game. The survivability is pretty fluid, and that's rare to say when it comes to a survival horror game. You can craft weapons, you can craft a lot of materials, and a lot of survival horror games do this, but what I don't like about this game is that it has like a freelance of you being overpowered when it comes to you finding a lot of materials. You can craft certain blueprints of mechanisms for you to make as much materials as you want, so it kind of makes you feel like a badass early into the game. I kind of miss the old school days where you play a game like this and you just scavenge for ammo, which you can here, but you can craft ammo if you run out. And I never ran out of ammo. I never ran out of like any type of resources at all, because I had to keep crafting. And I was like, you know what? I don't gotta worry about running out of Molotov cocktails. I don't gotta worry about like running out of bullets, because I could just craft more. And that, at that point, I wasn't even afraid of the game anymore. But I will say I was afraid of one thing, and that was running out of food resources. Now, you have 3 bars, right? Why not 2? I have no idea. Normally, when it comes to games, when it comes to survivability or tactical impact of how you're gonna resource of your nature of survival, you have a health bar and a stamina bar. But this game wanted you to rely on a health bar, a stamina bar, and a food bar. That food bar is your worst enemy in this game. It's not the enemies. It's the food bar. That food bar goes down so quickly. It goes down so fast. And what happens when your food bar goes down? Well, you're gonna be hungry, of course, but your stamina bar goes down drastically. And some people think it's tedious, and I agree. It is tedious. It is. I don't like it. I know that they were trying to do something different, but if you're gonna do something different, how about y'all just cut off the crafting? That's just my opinion, okay? You get rid of that food bar, it just get rid of the whole crafting maneuvers, and let's just keep finding more, resources. Then this would be a great horror game to play. But overall, wrapping this game up, I was overall satisfied with the project. It's like I said before, like I was so invested with this game to the point where I wanted to see more of it. I wanted to like read the comic books, and even though I love the comic books a lot, it made me again look at this game in a whole Russian roulette aspect. And I was like, you know what, this game really shot me in the face. I was like, shit, like the comic books had a lot more to offer, and I feel like if they made a game heavily based on the comic books, this game will be the game that everybody is talking about. In fact, the story will be more impactful. And that's what I feel about this game, is the fact that it also, I think that's the reason why this game is getting a lot of hate too, because a lot of people that read the comics played the game and they was very heavily disappointed. So if you students played this game and y'all agree with these aspects, or there's something that y'all have adjusted to and I may have missed, raise your hand and I will answer it below, you know? But other than that, that's all I have to say about this game, and that's my input on it. I'm gonna have to give I Hate This Place a C. But other than that, y'all, that's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned to my upcoming reviews and videos headed your way. This is Hugo, your critic teacher. Hope you all have a good day.